down the hammer and pick up the pencil. You're about to listen to the Savvy Radio Show. Learn from real-life real estate investors, experience revealed with the Savvy Landlord as your host.
All right, so here's another question. Hey, whoa. Welcome to the Savvy Radio Show. This is your boy, Steve VanCauwenbergh, the Savvy Landlord, going deep in the trenches in Oklahoma City. That's not where I'm from. Actually, I was born in Dover, New Jersey, relocated to sunny California, and since 1992, I've been crushing it here in Oklahoma City, became a real estate investor around 1999. I don't know if you knew about that, read the little book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. Next thing you know, here I am on the Savvy Radio Show. I'm just like you, nobody special. So let's dig into it. Now, the question that I get a lot, how do you hire people? How do you leverage with people? If you listen to yesterday's episode, how do you duplicate yourself? Well, today's episode is how do you quantify or how do you verify that they are who they say they are? Or you're trying to hire somebody to fill a position. Well, first of all, you should have a job description. That takes a little time and effort, but that's pretty basic HR stuff, and we can get into it later if you would like. But what you need to do on a quick and down and dirty, how to hire someone in a management position. That's the problem that I've been hanging out with some successful real estate investors. They're burned out. They don't know what to be doing, meaning like where should they go? How should they take it? Should they get to 1,000 units? But they can't because they are trapped with doing all the day-to-day operations. Now, some of them leverage, like some of them have nannies. Some of them have CPAs, some of them accountants, even people that have millions of dollars to the tune of $5 million that I know. $5 million in assets, over hundreds of units, and they still property manage. And I'm like, I got to take a deep breath. You should not be property managing when you have that many units. Are you just that cheap? Or what I found out is that you don't know how to hire. And let me tell you something. I know I sound arrogant, bang. I know I sound cool. Yeah, whatever. I've just failed, died, and come back alive again and again with this problem. What I found out, the first thing you need to do, go back to one of my old episodes on DISC, disc profiling, or Google it up. DISC, think of disc like frisbee disc or frisbee golf or floppy disk. Google that up and find out what personality type that you are, so you mesh with another personality type, but you need to find the right personality type to run certain specific parts of your operation, aka business, conglomerate, whatever. You got to find that personality profile that fits that. For example, you do not want to hire a property manager that has a high I personality. High I is like they're out of control. Everybody look at me. They look fresh. They got high heels on. They ain't going to be showing property. They're going to be worrying about their hair whipping in the wind than going out and trying to sell your property or manage your property for you. When the minute someone comes in and says, look, Trick, something wrong with you, and bam, they crumble, right? That's not the person that you want on as running your office is a high I personality. Now, just real quick, what am I? Obviously, I'm a D. I'm a driver. I get it done. Now, most entrepreneurs are Ds, and not hiring a D is right or wrong. Sometimes Ds get stale real fast. How you know this? The podcast going up and down. Sometimes I'm busy. Sometimes I know. And it's really hard to be consistent as a D in certain things. Now, when you own a business, you want consistency straight out the gate all the time, full time. No compromise. So that leaves, you got the I, you got the D on the top of the quadrant. We got the bottom, which is the C and the S. All right. These are the two areas that majority, 80% of the world are. Look at the government. C are for compliance, or AKA anal, or detailed, and S or support. Now, the person that you want to run, depending on what position that they are going to be running for you, let's just say the finance is pretty simple. Now, systems. Let's make it a little bit harder. Systems. I believe that the success of running your business is through systems. If a tenant calls and they have this problem, this happens. For example, yesterday's episode, I said when someone calls in and they have a plumbing problem, I don't just send out a plumber to charge me $85 an hour. No, I send Brown out there. Brown, even though it may cost me $20 for a trip charge or $25, he rides over there, assesses the situation, takes the photos, And it could be just a minor thing like a flapper on a toilet. But if I send a plumber out there $85 to swap out a $2 flapper, guess what just happened? I just got stung. So you got to realize, what are you looking for? Well, in this case, I want someone to run my systems. Let's just say I'm looking for a general manager. And I've created this empire, and I got this system in place, and this system makes money. It works. Let's just say you're a wholesale business, and I got a system that finds houses, that sells houses to investors. I got a system in place. Or my systems are not as strong as I want them to be. Well, this is a quick test if you want to interview somebody real fast, real down, and real dirty in 3 minutes, and you can see if they are the best person for your company. So what is it, VC? Here it is. You give them the peanut butter jelly contest. No, that's the song. You need to give them the peanut butter sandwich. It's peanut butter jelly test. That's what I call it. Now, I can't claim this. This isn't some savvy thing, but this is something I heard about before. If you really want to, even a contractor, even my handyman, I have run this test on him. I'm like, hey, bro, tell me how you would make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. First of all, it shocks everybody. They're like, what? Peanut butter and jelly sandwich? What you talking about? Yeah, man, for real. I want to put you in a management position. My voice changes. I want to put you in a management position, and I need you to tell me how you would make a peanut butter and jelly. And like, for example, I say, hey, where would you get it? How, and so the first thing they say, well, you got to have bread first. Woo, awesome. Some people say, well, you take the bread. Well, do you go to the store? And then you got a piece of bread, and then you got to get the peanut butter. But how do you get the peanut butter on the bread? You need a knife. And so you go through the chain of events, just casually. You don't say anything, and just let them analyze how to make a peanut butter and jelly. Well, first of all, you probably would, have to go to the store. You would purchase the bread, AKA Home Depot. Then you bring it back, you open it up, you lay out 2 pieces of bread. Would you put it on a napkin? Would you put it on a plate? How detailed they are about making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Now, if they're a joker, they probably wouldn't take any time in it, and they would just say, okay, well, you got some bread, you got to have some peanut butter, you got to put the peanut butter on the bread, and then you got to get the jelly, then you got to get the jelly on the bread, and then you put them together, and there you go, sir. There's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Yeah, that's real good, mother, and you ain't working for me. See, if they're not serious or detailed about making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for me, they ain't working for me. I know that sounds ludicrous. Let me give you another tip I heard from a CEO one time. He's always takes, and I just did this last month. I was looking for office management assistant. I took this chick out. We had a whole birthday party. We took everybody out to a restaurant, and I just watched the girl eat. If somebody puts salt or pepper on food before they taste it, they already assume certain things. In this business, you can't assume things are going to go this way or that way. You have to adjust and be nimble. Now, I'm not saying that's the perfect test, that if they put salt on their food before they test it, they're not right. But do they have variety? Are they willing to try things before they doctor them up? All right. So back to the peanut butter and jelly. How detailed do you want that? Do they get the gist? For example, I use the same exact example when I interview somebody for a handyman position for how to do a door. Sir, tell me, Mr. Handyman, tell me how you change out a door. Well, I take it off and I put the door. Nope. Tell me the process. Well, it depends if it has trim. Really? And then I remove the trim and I try to save the trim. Some guys just rip trim off and break it, and then they go out and buy more trim, cost you another $40 unnecessarily. If they're a good handyman or a trim carpenter per se, they take it off, they put it back on, and then they say, I recock it and I paint it. That's the guy I'm looking for. How detailed are they, and how serious they are about interviewing with you? Anyway, hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully you can try the peanut butter test. Ask your wife or your girl or your hus or whatever tonight. Say, girl, tell me how you make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Tell me the process of doing it. If you can get someone to create processes for you, your life will be grand. Why? Number one, if you have a process in place, they're going to make it better. Number two, if a process is in place, there is no confusion. When Sally, property manager, disappears because her boyfriend did something and she ain't coming back, you can already have process and procedures in place. How do you think the world goes around? The world goes around with process and procedures. How do you make, somebody made those processes. Somebody make those policies. That's the type of person you're looking for. You're looking for one that can comply, that can run the policies and procedures, and the general manager you're looking for can make those procedures or take a procedure and make it better. Always grind it out. Do more because you can. My name is Steve VanCauwenbergh. Other radio episodes at thesavvyradioshow.com. Hopefully you hire the right person. Why? To save you time so you can do more. Do what? With what? Buy assets so you can give more.
Thanks for listening to The Savvy Radio Show. Glide online and listen to our other motivating episodes at savvyradioshow.com. Connect on Twitter at LandlordBook and always be buying assets.